Alright, today we are looking at Miracle Man #1 from 1988 by Jim DeMatteis and Ian Gillan, the singer from Deep Purple, I think, and one Black Sabbath album. Anyway, the thing most people remember about this series isn't actually the series itself. It is one of the adverts they ran for it. It was a version of the American Gothic painting, but with Miracle Man and Cersei in place of the couple. Surprisingly, they didn't use it as the first issue cover here. The idea of the series was communicated quite well with that ad. It is something that Tom Queen directly ripped off and took credit for pretending it was an innovation. We are exploring Miracle Man and his wife Cersei through the lens of suburban life. They have moved into a house in the middle of a generic small town in America. They are trying to have a typical American life as a married couple, but their history and standing as heroes, it keeps getting in the way. Stuff like their ties to the Eternals and the Justice League. It keeps interfering and getting in the way of them trying to have a normal life. We are seeing a little bit of that here with Danny DeVito and some dialogue that would not fly today. So, Miracle Man, he is now a suburban husband, or he is wanting that to be his main role in life going forward. You really wouldn't believe how much Tom Queen ripped this off wholesale. All he did was insert PTSD and Darkseid having a vegan platter. We get some backstory explaining the origin of Miracle Man, how he took the name and costume of a famous escape artist. And then we have all the stuff with the Eternals. He is Zuras's son, who was raised by Darkseid due to a treaty where the two swapped kids. This is how he met his future wife Cersei, who was one of Darkseid's feminist furries, and so on. Miracle Man, he is going to open a repair shop in this town where he can fix things for people. He is only going to be Miracle Man if the Justice League call on him. Miracle Man is a great character, no doubt about that. And Cersei and Danny DeVito, they sort of come with him as part of the package deal. But I think one of the problems with Miracle Man having a series, and the same is true of the Onion series by Simon Waltonson. These characters are very interesting on their own, and they are good characters by themselves, but they quickly start to be overshadowed by all the other Eternal stuff, all the Jack Quimby Fourth Reich mythology. Their books quickly stop being Miracle Man or Onion books, and they start being about the expanded cast of Jack Quimby characters, and his rich world. Our bad guy is Overmind. He shows up in this town to torture Miracle Man and Cersei. And there are Eternals characters that obviously have a very important purpose in a Miracle Man series. His father Zuras, Darkseid, Cersei. Including them is fine, but Overmind is an example of what I mean. This Jack Quimby world, it intrudes on what is being sold as a Miracle Man solo series. I don't know if I'm making sense, but here is Cersei in her costume. She is less committed to the suburban dream than Miracle Man is. And it's insane how much Tom Queen ripped this off. Another thing to mention, this isn't the best page for that, but we are also dealing with the Justice League International approach here. It is nowhere near as overbearing as it gets in that series, but there is a lot of the sort of patter and comedy routines that we see in that book. This is, as a lot of books were, existing because of Justice League International. You have got to give Kevin Griffin and Jim DeMatteis credit. Not only did they revitalise the Justice League, but they very much had their own corner of the DC universe, where they had spin-offs like this and Dr. Fates, and usually they, or at least one of them, was writing those spin-offs. In this case, it is Jim DeMatteis, and he actually doesn't last long on the book. He leaves after 6 issues. But let's not get bogged down in that, and instead appreciate this fairly decent Miracle Man picture. The artist here, he didn't do much comic book work. Well, he did loads and loads of Judge Death, but that doesn't count to me. He only really did this, and he inked Millennium for DC. His art is pretty interesting. I would have liked to see more work from him at DC or Marvel. I am never going to read 2000 AP. Miracle Man, he has been attacked by Overmind here. The art is interesting, as I said. He did that very solid splash page with a very well-crafted Miracle Man figure. And now he's getting a bit more wilder and stylish in the vein of a Simon Waltonson. Definitely would have liked to see him do something like Doctor Strange. He leaves the book in tandem with Jim DeMatteis. And on the topic of Jim DeMatteis, he introduces a character, a neighbour of the Miracle Man couple. And he is called Edward Furball. And that really stands out to me. Not because it is the sort of fake name that I would come up with, but because Jim DeMatteis, he also had a character in his Captain America run called Edward Furball. He was the second Norman, the one that nobody remembers. And Overmind has come to dinner. It's starting to feel like a 50s sitcom now. Ah, jeez, oh man, I've sold my soul to an angel. And now the boss man is coming to dinner, and he is bringing the vicar too. I have mixed feelings on this. I like it in concept. I think there is a lot going for it, but it fails to really take off with me because it ends up being weighed down very heavily by all the Eternals and Fourth Reich stuff. The Forever People, the Infinity Men, whatever they are called, they are characters that do not need to feature in a Miracle Man solo series. Overmind is fine since he is a servant of Darkseid, but having the entire feminist furries is a bit much to stuff into the series. Jim DeMatteis never really gets anywhere beyond exploring Miracle Man's relation to those Eternals characters. I'll still give the comic 7 thumbs up because I have got an average to maintain.